You got an update on Joel Bailey?
Will not play.
Not play?
No. Yesterday's the first time he's done anything in a dummy situation. He hasn't done anything contact-wise yet. So he will not play tomorrow, and 99.9% sure he'll play.
Is he getting? I guess he's getting closer, but it's not obviously the point of playing. Or
yes.
Okay.
That's all I can tell you.
I mean, when you said he was going to be reevaluated, I just was wondering if he had made
released
progress.
Yeah, well, yeah, he's making progress because he hasn't been doing anything. But they allowed him to do, like I said, dummy stuff yesterday. We did nothing with any contact.
So you guys were considering some options, I guess, with Theo. Did he come down with conclusions with that?
No, and it won't be for 3 or 4 weeks before there's enough information to have another option. I guess he's been out a week or 2.
Let's see.
Wait.
About 10 days now. Yeah, because it was the Wednesday of last week.
4 weeks before we'll have any idea.
So with Joel, will there be another evaluation, I guess, on Monday morning, or?
He, I just said 99.9% sure he will not play Monday either. That's all I need.
Okay.
Louisville's guards and the way they set high screens for them, I guess how important is that aspect of defense, especially with your big guys coming out?
You know, and I watched the game tape last night. We really played the screen on the ball pretty well. The big guys did a nice job. We got hurt early in the second half. Well, we got hurt by turnovers early in the second half. It turned into breakouts for them. I mean, their fast break opportunities were, I forget what it was, but it was a lot better than ours. But they don't have to have a screen. I mean, when we scored, I think Bryce scored on a pass from Marcus. Gave us a 1-point lead. They went straight down. There was no screen. He just drove to the basket and pulled up on the baseline. And Marcus was trying to guard him, and he got a hand in his face, and he just pulled up and shot it in. And he gave them the 1-point lead again. So they don't have to have a screen on the ball because they're really good with the ball themselves. But they do set a lot of screens on the ball. But again, just looking at it, I didn't chart it or anything like I do sometimes. But I thought Kennedy and Bryce and those guys. After the first few minutes, I think Bryce was out in left field the first 4 or 5 possessions, but after that, I thought we great guarded the screen on the ball pretty well.
Over the last couple of years when Miami has done that a lot in the past, have you seen some gradual improvement of the way those guys have recovered and covered ground?
Yeah, because, you know, Kennedy's a sophomore, so he's much better defensively than he was last year, and Bryce is a junior, so you've had 3 years of practice, whereas in high school, the coach wanted them to defend people, but they defended people in high school, but it's blocking shots, because they were bigger, taller, and more gifted. But they've gotten better. It's just they've still got a long way to go to get to that level, because we've had some really good big guys who could score, but also defend also. And, so they've gotten better, and we need them to keep getting better.
Last 6 games, what have you liked during this winning streak the most?
You know, it's been different from one game to the next. You know, it's a couple of games. I thought, boy, we did a great job of taking care of the basketball. You know, didn't we have like 5 or 6 turnovers against Florida State or somebody? In the next game, we have 812 or something crazy. We rebounded the ball very well sometimes. If I had to think of one thing, I'd say probably just the competitiveness, the toughness that we kept playing regardless of things are going good, things are going bad. I think the kids have understood that numbers are thinner. I mean, we couldn't even hardly practice yesterday. I mean, we just didn't have enough people. And if you're going to have a point guard on both teams, it means you had Nate on one and Marcus on the other. So that means you can't play Marcus at the 2 because we have no other point guard to put with him. And if I bring Nate over with the starters to give him some time, who am I going to put on the other team? That's Marcus. And so the other thing that I think they've really handled very well is the concentration part of it during very short but important things that we've gone over the day before the game. I mean, I guess we went 3 or 4 games with, I don't know exactly how many, 3 or 4 at least, with Marcus, you know, getting quite a bit of time the day before the game, but other than that, getting no time. And so just the adjustment that they've been able to make, I've been pleased with that part of it too. But it has, I think the first part of the answer is best. It's changed from game to game.
Is Spencer still up practicing with you guys? Spencer?
He's going to practice today. Did not do yesterday. We had nobody except our regular guys and everybody in boots. We're a good team. We got boots on.
Is Marcus? So Marcus is still resting more, I guess.
Yes, but that's our call.
Yeah.
I mean, he's getting better, but with this kind of thing, and I've had this, you know, I've never had jumper's knee, okay, so I don't know about experience that sucker, but with plantar fasciitis, you're always worried about taking the wrong step or jarring it or something to hurt it, make yourself back up. So we've been, instead of sprinting at the end of practice, we've been putting him on the bike. We've cut back a great deal on all of his full court up and down stuff, and less it's the day before the game.
Is he such a unique guy? Is he such a unique guy that even with this, he understands the game so well and he's so cerebral that he can handle this sort of situation
I
so well?
think he handles it a lot better than most people would, and wants to make sure he gets enough reps. He's been trying to get in a little bit more than I'm wanting him to get in, but he's just getting a little healthier, you know. I mean, because plantar fasciitis is not something, it's not a blessing, but it was the reason we pulled him back a little bit more, and that may have been a good thing for him too. Because I mean, he gets a lot of attention, it's a lot of physical play, and it's beat up a lot, you know, even in our practices, much less in the games. But his approach to what's important to him to get ready for the next day and the next game, he knows that, and we discuss it all the time. I mean, I say, how you feel, and I listen to him. Some guys ask how you feel, and it's just passing time of day, but I listen to what he says.
Offensively, do you feel like you've turned the corner a bit, or was it just a matter of the ball falling? It's not going to do what you guys do.
No, and it's true. I think, you know, I'd like to say, yeah, we've really turned the corner, but who knows what's going to happen next. But we're, you know, in some of our really good teams, 2012, 2009, I mean, those guys could really score. I mean, we'd be going in practice as hard as you can go and trying to do all kinds of stuff as a second unit, try to push them and play against 6 guys or whatever on the press. But those guys can really score. And this group is not gifted in that area, so we know it's something we work on every day. You know, again, trying to just get better, and get some shots up, and get better, and get some more shots up.
Asking strategy might be a waste of time, but I don't know how much zone you played, if any, the first time you played Louisville. Remember that?
I don't think we played. I even watched the tape last night. Short memory. I don't think we played any. Brad, you remember? I don't think we played any.
I guess some people think they're zonable because they're outside shooting, but what are the perils of zoning?
Well, you know, first of all, the peril is you got to enjoy what you're doing. I don't enjoy coaching zone, you know, so that's the first thing you got to get past. We've played it a couple times because it felt like we had to. The perils there, Montrez, keeping him off the board. It's hard to box out people out of zone. Some people, when you play zone, they think it's time to rest, and I hate that part of it. And so you got 2 guys with the ball, and Jones and Rozier, who can really penetrate. So now all of a sudden they've broken me down and got me inside the zone. But you got to work a lot. I mean, we've practiced it so much this year, considering how little we played it. It's off the charts for me. We spend more time in practice on it just because I, you know, felt like we needed to be able to do it better. I was trying to force myself to practice it more, so we are better at it. But you still got to play what you feel comfortable with, and the way you want to play, and the way your kids want to play, and stick with what got you to a certain point if it's been successful. But you know, a lot of people in the past, I thought it was really smart to zone us, and I've always thought that was the easiest way for me to kick your rear end, because we were really good against the zone, because we could all shoot, and you know, we'd get to the board. And we've had more zone played against us the last 2 years and probably the last 10 years prior to that, because we could really, really just destroy zones. We don't destroy them very often now, to say the least.
A couple of teams in the league with the ESPN deals have had to do the Saturday, Monday thing several times, the second straight week for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Is there kind of a game plan of how those 3 days work, and do you think it has much impact on the kids?
Well, you know, I think we've got it 3 times this year. Somebody else may have it 3, but nobody's got it more than we do. It's not easy from a stamina viewpoint. Saturday and Monday, one of them you're usually at home, the other on the road. You hope you never have 2 on the road kind of thing. But you know, for Saturday, to me it's a lot tougher if you play Saturday night and then have to travel. You know, I'm glad that we have a 4 o'clock game instead of a 7 or whatever it was, because I think that helps you get back home. But the way I look at it is, let's play Saturday's game, and then, oh, by the way, when we play again, and they tell me if we play Usually both teams, very seldom, I don't know if any do you have it where somebody's off on Saturday and then play you on Monday, which is their turnaround game, so I think that would be a huge advantage if they had that. But Sunday's got to be very short to get their legs back and focus a little bit on the other team, and then hope that you've done enough throughout the course of the whole season that you'll be okay.
Speaking of that, you know, with Virginia coming up after this, how impressive is what they've been able to do? It seems like they've been really, really consistent this year.
It's really impressive. I mean, they've done a great, great job. And in saying that, I've watched, I don't know, I've watched them more than 2 minutes. But I do read, get the stats from the ACC report and see who they have next and things like that. I do study those things. But no, it's they lost 2 very good players. And they had 2 guys who have really stepped up for them. And Justin Anderson's just gotten better and better and better. But besides that, I have to tell you to let them ask me on Sunday, because I really have. It's, I'm a big-time basketball fan, but I'm a bigger fan of trying to get better, so I don't watch many of the games that doesn't involve us or who we're getting ready to play.
It's a relatively quick turnaround as far as the Louisville part. You just played 3 weeks ago, I think. Is that a good thing? Does that help at all?
You know, the kids will be a little more familiar with it, but they'll be more familiar with us as well. I mean, we feel like that we hurt them by getting some offensive rebounds for baskets, and they feel like they hurt us by getting us to turn it over and take them down and scoring right there. And so we'll try to make sure we do a better job not turning it over, and they're going to try to make sure they do a better job and to keep us off the backboards, you know. So it is a little more prevalent in your memory as opposed to playing them, you know, first week of December and don't play them again until March. But I think, again, it's the same for both teams. But, they're really good. I mean, the strange thing is you look at their stuff, 2-point field goal percentage, 3-point field goal percentage, free throw percentage, they've gotten better in conference play. Not just Jones and Roche, but their whole team stats are better. And you don't have that happen very often. Most of the time, once you get to conference play, people's numbers go down. But that's pretty impressive.
Coach, with a thin bench, what's the likelihood of getting a guy like Desmond Hubert in the game early when you're not worried about the hack and shack approach to rest Kennedy and Bryce a little bit, especially going against a guy like Montrez?
Yeah. It would depend on the situation of foul trouble, because knock on wood, got 18 talk about that. We haven't lost any depth at the front court, you know. So we've got Kennedy and Bryce, who's a start, and we have Joel and Isaiah who come in. So we want to give Desmond some time. It takes away time from those other kids too, so you have to be careful of that, because you want to try to prepare them. But again, knock on wood, I don't want to be talking later to do. I want to put a contract out on you about you know, our big guys getting hurt. But Desmond is so good defensively, and you're right. I mean, even in the Louisville game, we had 2 straight possessions. I put him in, and then we called timeout to go to offense, so to stop the fouling kind of thing.
And to follow up on that, you said you wanted to get more out of your bigs, and I guess with your guards going down, this kind of forces your bigs to step it up like you wanted to.
Yeah, it really is something. And I've always been one who's got to have balance. And I thought before the season started that, you know, Marcus would do okay, you know, and we'd get something from the perimeter. But we needed some consistency and from the big guys, but also raise the level. You know, you can be consistent, you know, get 5 points, 3 rebounds every game. That's consistent, but we needed it to take it to a higher level.
I asked some coaches on Monday on the ACC call just about the pace of play in the game nowadays. Obviously, it's probably never fast enough to your liking. But do you think the sport has a problem when it comes to pace of play?
I don't know. You know, you talk to high school coaches and they don't have a 35-second shot clock and they love it. You get a coach and you do some things that can balance out talent. We have a shot clock. I wish it were a little shorter. Game's still pretty doggone good. You know, we have some problems. Yeah, I'd like for the scores to be up there more, but that's because I really, really liked, 100 years ago, I liked to play that way. And I love coaching that way. I was just looking, I don't know why, but I saw a stat sheet from 2008 ACC tournament game against Clemson. And we had 23 turnovers or something. My God, we scored 36 points off fast break opportunities. We haven't scored 36 points on fast break opportunities this season, all added together yet. But I think that was the year we played played Clemson 3 times, and they were all 3 really, really close, and it was 86-81 or something. But it's difficult for us to get as many fast break points right now. People aren't sending as many people to the board, so they're getting the better defensive balance, and maybe that's helping us rebound a little bit as well. But no, I'd like for it to be faster, but I don't necessarily think that it's a woe is me kind of time, because Louisville last time was 72-71 as opposed to 82-81.
Do you think the 30-second shot clock is going to gain a lot of momentum? It seems like a lot of coaches like it.
I was on the rules committee for 6 years, and but I haven't had many discussions with those people. It's probably the only committee I would ever go back on, because I feel like I've given my time. But that was the most serious committee ever. I mean, it took a lunch break. It was quick because you wanted to get back and try to discuss what was best for the game. But I would like it shorter, and we don't have many shot clock violations as it is right now, so I don't think it's going to change us a lot.
I know you said that you're focused on your team getting better, but you've seen similar teams on tape, and obviously the changes in the league. 4 of the 5 home games you guys have played so far, those teams weren't even in the league when you came back here. Do you like the new ACC? Because it seems like every couple of days there's a huge game, and of course Saturday there's 2 big ones back to back.
It's strange, because from a fan's perspective, I would probably love it. From an ACC fan, I love it. From the coach, I mean, guys, it's like going to, they shouldn't use this comparison. It's like going to war every day. I mean, it is extremely difficult. And I hear guys say things about, we just got through a tough stretch, and and we had 4 games in 8 days, and then all of a sudden you look, my God, look what our next 5 is. So it's really, really difficult from a coach's viewpoint. It's really, really difficult from a player's viewpoint. But you just have to be up. You have to be up. You have to be up. You have to be up. And so it's a continual thing that is really difficult. I love the idea of playing everybody, at their place and your place. But you can't do that with, you can't have 28 conference games. But we don't have that, and the unbalanced schedule is something that I wish we didn't have. Wish it was more equitable for every year that we've had it. But man, oh man, what a league we're in right now. It's just, Georgia Tech going to Miami the other night. I mean, you think, how, wow, but you think about it. I mean, Miami had gone to the well and just 4 or 5 straight really difficult games for them, and all of a sudden they have a flat game. And I don't care who you are, if you have a flat game in this league, you're going to lose.
Anybody else?
Coach, what do you think about having Jerry the Bear around the locker room?
What do I think about what?
Having Jerry the Bear around the locker room.
Is that JP's?
Yeah, that would be it.
If he wouldn't turn it over as much as JP, I'd like to put his butt in the game. That's a good one to start with.